Hello, Andy here with the second part of the Doctor Who books video that he's doing. Well, I'm doing. Why am I using third person? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody's watching this. Right, okay, so we have from Eric Saward, The Twin Dilemma, which was a novelisation of the Sixth Doctor, to Colin Baker's Sixth Doctor, his first full story. This gets quite a bit of flack. Not undeservedly so, but actually it's a really good story, and this is a really good novelisation, actually, very good. Recommend that. I'm going to do the preamble. What's that? Ah, that's nothing to do with anything. Okay, so from Donald Cotton, novelising his own story, The Mythmakers, which I regard as being the best story of the third season. I think I previously mentioned The Aztecs, which I really like, and which I think is the best story of the first season. And obviously, The Twin Dilemma from a previous video is my favourite story overall of the first Doctor. This is the third one. Very good. Takes place during before the fall of Troy. So it's very strange because it sort of plays like it's like a Carry-On film, the Carry-On historicals, Carry-On Cleo, that kind of thing. And then sort of it's a bit of a bloodbath. So sort of Carry-On meets the Game of Thrones. It's very strange. Not that I've ever seen the Game of Thrones, but it's not quite as bloody as that. But it's it's there. So for Peter Grimwade, we have Planet of Fire, again novelising his own story. That's the Master, played by the late Anthony Ainley, and that's Chameleon, who was a robot, who was supposed to be a full-time companion. But unfortunately, very sadly, the chap who designed it was killed in a boating accident, I believe. And before the full instructions of how to operate, the character was sort of passed on. So that's. And I've already shown this book in another video, but it's a double feature of the Dominators and the Crotons. They're the Dominators. Well, they're the Dominators. They're the Quarks. And that's a Croton right there in your face. I don't know why I did that. Hey ho, I'm crazy. What can you say? So here we have from Eric Saward again, Doctor Who in the Visitation, with a nice picture of Peter Davison's Doctor there, with his hat off and his celery on. Not a bad story. It's not a great story. It's not a bad story. So from Philip Hinchcliffe, who was a producer of Doctor Who in the sort of mid-70s, we've got Doctor Who in the Keys of Marinus, which is a first Doctor story, and it's really very good. It's not a great story, but the novelisation is very good. It's actually better, much like Galaxy Force. The novelisation is better than what we saw on television, in my view. From Ian Marter, we've got Doctor Who in the Ark in Space, featuring the Fourth Doctor, Sarah Jane Smith, and Harry Sullivan, who was played by Ian Marter. So we've got an actor writing a novelisation featuring his characters. The world of Doctor Who, featuring the Wirrn. The Wirrn. Is that pronounced? I can't remember. Yes, but that's it's good. I'll tidy this up in a bit. Right, so you've got from Malcolm Hulke, Doctor Who and the Space War. That's a Draconian there, and that's an Ogron. This was a novelisation of a TV story called Frontier in Space, which was the last to feature the Roger Delgado incarnation of the Master, because he very sadly was killed shortly afterwards, filming in Turkey. So that's yes. So from Brian Hales, again, someone else who actually wrote the story for television, Doctor Who and the Ice Warriors, the first appearance of the Ice Warriors. There's Victoria there, played by the she passed away not long ago. The actress playing Deborah Watley, she passed away a month ago, something like that. And that's an Ice Warrior right there. That's something come through the door. So there we are. I've shown this one as well, Doctor Who and the Dinosaur Invasion by Malcolm Hulke. Novelisation of my favourite Third Doctor story. Very, very good. Can't go wrong. Okay, so we've got Doctor Who and the Cave Monsters, again by Malcolm Hulke, which is a novelisation of Doctor Who and the Silurians. Really good story. Very good story. It's and from David Whittaker, Doctor Who and the Crusaders. That's Richard the Lionheart there. Richard Coeur de Lion. And that's played by Julian Glover, who people may remember from the Indiana Jones, and one of the Indiana Jones for The Last Crusade, is it? And a couple of other things. From Naomi A. Alderman, we have Borrowed Time, which is a damn good novel. Really, really very good. Between the 11th Doctor, Amy and Rory, as you could say. Really very good. There is, from Jonathan Morris, Touched by an Angel. Again, with the 11th Doctor, Amy and Rory. Yeah, featuring the Weeping Angels. That which holds the image of an angel, that which holds the image of an angel becomes itself an angel. That was the quote. So I'll just leave that there and freak you all out. That's the sort of chap that I am. Yeah. In actual fact, I'll actually do that. I'll make that the photo. Right. Okay, so let me pop that back there in a minute. From the History Collection, which I featured in the previous video, from James Goss, this is Dead of Winter, featuring the 11th Doctor, Amy and Roy. It's a bloody good book, this. It really is. I seriously recommend this one. This is great. I think it's probably overall one of my favourite 11th Doctor story. Overall. That's how good I think it is. From Gary Russell, we have The Glamour Chase, which is, a good novel. Gary Russell's one of those writers that sort of people either like or don't like. I like him. I think he isn't scared of the show and referencing it. I think that's fine. From Una McCormack, we have The King's Dragon, which isn't. It's a bit of a slog to read, to be honest. It shouldn't have been, and it's probably more my fault than hers, because I was sort of not particularly fond of sword and sorcery and all that sort of thing. So I don't. Occasional one, but I don't. It doesn't particularly float my boat. Night of the Humans by David Llewellyn. Enjoyable. But I think aimed at a younger readership. I don't know, but yes, it's good. We have here from James Goss, we have The Blood Cell, featuring the 12th Doctor and Clara. Really good. If I can remember it. And once I've read it, so yeah, it's I think that's a good read, that one, if I seem to remember. The Tales of Trenzalore, which was originally issued as an e-book that was published in, as you can see, it's published in novel form, and takes place during the 11th Doctor's final story, The Time of the Doctor, and that's good. Gary Russell again, we have Big Bang Generation, featuring the 12th Doctor and Professor Bernie Summerfield from the New Avengers range. Gary Russell again writing it. So I say he's very, he'll dip into the history of the show quite readily. And what's odd is explained in the bit at the back. That Gary Russell originally wanted River Song for that, and so he said, "Well, no, I've got plans for her. But why don't you use Bernie Summerfield?" So it's Sue Moffat's idea to use her as a character, and Gary Russell left at the chance for obvious reasons. Again, I've shown this one before, Engines of War by George Mann, featuring John Hurt's wonderful War Doctor. So yeah, so that's the novels. It's going to be a shorter video than the last one, possibly. I might drag it out just to annoy people. I won't, but I promise. Right. So now I've got some sort of factual books, or well, some of them are non-fiction. Some of them. This is called The Doctor, His Lives and Times. I won't go through it fully, but they're sort of give you an idea of what's in there. Sort of that's the Valeyard there. It was an amalgamation of the Doctor's dark side, somewhere between his 12th and final incarnations. Some debate as to what he actually represents. That's some from the 10th Doctor. This is a plenitude, or whatever they're called. And they've also got sort of, so it's a history of the Doctor told as if he really existed, plus behind the scenes stuff as well. The complete shooting script from the very first season, which actually includes some scenes that weren't televised, were taken out. So that's of interest. It's quite a heavy book. It's a big, thick, script, but it's it's good. The History of the Universe in 100 Objects. And again, I shall sort of. So, for example, you've got the Genesis arc there, or you've got whatever that is, Snake Tattoo. That's featured in Snake Dance, I think it was. There's a graphic novel here, which has unfortunately been sort of ripped quite considerably there, the front cover, but it's Endgame, featuring the 8th Doctor, originally published in Doctor Who magazine, and featuring the 8th Doctor, Izzy, and Faye Truscott-Sard. Names that mean nothing to anybody, I'm sure. So we've got an official annual here from the official annual 2009, published in 2008, as British annuals generally are. They're published the year before the date. I've never known why. Nice Dalek on the front there with the 10th Doctor, and a nice picture of Davros there. They were Julian Bleach. Lovely. Here we have I don't know if that might not pick up, but it's a lenticular cover, the official annual 2008. So there we go. No, nothing much on the back, so I'm just going to do that for a bit. Excuse me a moment. I've got a bit of a runny nose. There we go. I could have paused the video there doing that, but you know what? I'm going to try and keep these as honest as I possibly can, these videos. I don't want to be faffing about with. I can't edit it up. So we have here Storybook 2007, which the cover looks a little bit childish there, but actually it's a damn good. There's a lot of really good short stories there. Really, very good. Very good. Oop, wobble there. And the 2006 annual. Featuring obviously the Ninth Doctor and Rose, and a nice picture there. It's great. And if I can find it, there's a story here what I did on my Christmas holidays by Sally Sparrow, which was the inspiration for the 10th Doctor story Blink, which introduced the Weeping Angels. So yeah, so that's I'll just sort of try and let's see this idea. So there's a wallpaper there and whatever else. So yeah, so right. So I do one more after this one. We've got Wit, wisdom and timey-wimey stuff, the quotable Doctor Who. So you've got, you know, so we have some quotes. The situation's worse than you imagine. It always is. I don't work for anybody. I'm just having fun. You nearly got us killed. If you call that being nearly killed, you haven't lived yet. Just stay with me and you get a lot nearer. Yeah, so, and, what have we got? If there's one thing I can't stand, is being tortured by someone with cold hands. Yeah. Harry Sullivan as an imbecile. Jamie, it's a brilliant idea. It's so simple, only you could have thought of it. I quite like. If you'd only try and use the little intelligence you have. Do hurry up. Perhaps with a blunt penknife would do it quicker. Yes, I won't need all of those because that'll take from bloody ever. Right, and then we've got Doctor Who: The Vault, treasures from the first 50 years, which features all sorts of things, pictures and. There's just put on a random. Oh, there's a 12th. There's a 6th Doctor again. Yeah, and so just there's an adipose there and cyber shade. So yeah, so there's all sorts of things in there. So that's that. Okie doke. Well, I'll have to blow my nose, so I will. All right. So, ta-da! I'll see you. I'll see you again shortly. Okay. Bye bye. Bye. Ta-ta. Arrivederci.